Hey everyone, this is Chris. That's Rob, and further over there is Ryan. Jesus, um,
Hi.
how's it going?
Good. How are you? Hey, I didn't see you there.
Oh my god.
I'm
Oh,
I'm having a good week.
Oh yeah.
MOD had their contest and I won my my MOD spoon. So it's a
Nice.
placeholder for right now, but so
Hey Mel.
what
Shout
I also
out.
won other things, but that's all that matters.
You won that spoon? That particular spoon?
Not this particular specific spoon. This is the
Oh, okay.
placeholder. The one that I won is en route
You
to
won.
me here, and
Nice.
I plan on doing a live unboxing and unveiling of that spoon, and then
Nice.
letting everyone else, and specifically the MOD guys, know what my plans are for the spoon. So
Nice.
aloha,
So it's
J Balmy.
it's a wooden spoon carved from like the finest woods, hand carved.
no, it's just I'm pretty sure it's just an IKEA store bought spoon. With, some stuff scrawled on it. And,
Well, it's from the UK, right? So
yep,
that's a lot closer to the homeland
a lot closer
of
to the
IKEA.
IKEA
Yeah.
homeland.
It's less of a journey for them.
Yeah. So it might be handcrafted by Mr. IKEA himself.
Spawn.
We don't know. He Mr. Six may know Mr. IKEA.
Yep.
There may be a whole background and story with this spoon that we are unaware of, but we will find out together. So.
He's a
I
very
think-
worldly guy.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure once they found out that you won, they like scratched their butt with it, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to send this to right now."
No, they made sure they referenced that they were going to send some Vaseline with it, so I knew where to shove it. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. They weren't all too enthusiastic when my name came up in the drawing for that
They're like,
award.
"Oh, this guy." Oh my god.
The S talker from USA.
Yeah.
The guy who gives us all the hard time. What the?
Oh man. So
that's pretty funny.
But then I Joe, aka Mr. Fantastic, is not able to join us tonight, and I was gonna give him a bit of a hard time. He had the opportunity to give a little bit of a personalized message to the MOD guys for their 2-year anniversary, and he didn't offer me an opportunity to give some input on this. He kept it secret from me that he was doing this.
I think he had a reason why.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
You guys don't. No one trusts me to on any of this. What is that?
You don't let the arch enemy of the person that's throwing the birthday party into the party.
It's called a roast. You let the guy get up there, you let him say some bad things about you, and then you all laugh.
You don't want it to be you don't want it to be their worst day of their lives, okay? Oh man.
No, in all seriousness, congratulations MOD on 2 years. Hopefully we'll follow suit shortly. What is it? A year or so from now.
Yeah.
February the 28th.
Yeah.
That'll be 2 years for us.
Mm-hmm.
But no, congratulations, guys. I know I give you guys a hard time, and I will continue to give you a hard time for another year at a minimum. So
you gotta decide if you want to renew that contract or not after that year.
Yeah, contract disputes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it. Litigation and all that stuff.
Yeah. Let your agent take care of it.
Yeah. You're just here because of the love of the game.
Well, that, and, I found out, that little known fact, that, Andy happened to be on Teletubbies, and, I happen to be part of Barney, and, Teletubby and Barney, that just, it doesn't work, so I may have to back out of all of this,
Whoa.
So,
Gang fights.
So
that's pretty
So this week, everyone, we're going to be talking about a little bit of the Legacy Tournament, the teams that we got going in, and probably just we're going to talk about the open house and how that went, and how fun and interesting it was, and how I hate Domino.
So yeah, I missed that, and I tried to get some. I had some free time on Saturday while it was going on. I sent out some questions and texts to people asking how things were going, and all I got was it's good. Not many
Uh,
people show up.
That's
It's
all
okay.
encompassing.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I've been starving for a little bit of information on what was going on here. So
Well, you
fill
came
me
to
in.
the right place. The guys that showed up halfway through it can
yeah.
give you all the information.
Good.
Well, we showed up and we were there just to do just in time to do the draft. I think Joe put 12 the time that it started, and there was a few people that came in after us to play, so it's not like we were the last people there.
Yeah.
Right.
But we did get a
Well,
few texts from
I know he
Joe.
was planning on being all day long as far as up there for open gaming and whatnot. But yeah, the draft time he was very wishy washy on when
Wishy-washy.
the draft was going to start because he wanted to make sure it was when the most people were there.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I think we had 6 people in the draft total.
Okay.
There were a couple of guys, I think 2 or 3 that were still doing like teaching games, learning games while the draft went on.
mhm.
So, and there was a couple of guys that came in between. They were just shuffling in, learning the game. So it was pretty cool. It was
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
So
I had to
roughly, you'd
dust
say
off all
what
my
about
words.
12 to 15 people total throughout the day?
10.
Or 10? Okay.
Maybe there could have been more before we got there. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
So we got there kind of late. We got there at 3.
Yeah. Because I got off of work late, and then me and Robert carpool everywhere. So
Yeah.
Right.
So Chris got out. He had to take care of his stuff and then drive out over to the house, which is about 45 minutes, something like that. And then we had to drive out to the location, which was about 45 minutes as well. So
Right.
it was quite some driving that day, but yeah, it was pretty good.
yeah.
I had fun. I haven't played a game of Dice Masters in quite some time, so I was pretty rusty. I went 0-3, like I do, and
You're giving me a challenge for the worst drafter ever.
yeah, it's. I have totally done a 180 from where I was before. I winning Rainbow Draft weekends, just winning drafts just in general, and now I'm just garbage and I can't get a win in anything anymore except unless I play Chris on Magic. So that's about it. Yeah.
What up, Mike? I did slightly better. I went 2-1.
Yeah.
I tied for first along with like 2 other people. I did beat Olive C, our game room that was there.
That's true. He did.
I beat Joe and Robert.
Yep.
Um,
It wasn't that I was running from you. I was just on a beach having drinks. So sorry, you don't compare to a beach.
Hey man, whatever you got to do to like let the audience know that you weren't running from us, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the only person I lost to was DM Ramada and his stupid freaking domino.
What happened? What happened with Domino? Tell us, please.
I think I know what happened with Domino, but yes, please tell us.
Well, I had a very good board presence and had everything going quite well. Then all of a sudden, turn 4 or whatever, Steven rolls Domino double face, and he's like all excited. And I'm like, I don't know what Domino does, and I'm just like, cool, you like double energy. And then he's like goes to his after his roll step, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna reroll her. You take 1 damage. What? And then he does it 2 more times in a row on that one. I'm like, wow, that's a really great turn. Then it goes to my turn. I do my 1 or 2 damage, like my team has been set up to do. And then it goes back to Steven. He gets 2 domino dice out. He rolls both of them double energy. And then the next time he re-rolls them, he only gets one of them. One of them comes up as single energy, the other one 2 energy. And then he proceeds to roll that one 8 times in a row. And he did a total of 10 damage that one turn.
Yep. So the ability he's talking about is the energize ability.
So stupid.
So yeah, it's a pretty cool keyword.
It can be now. Is it meta? Are we going to see this at Worlds and things like that? No.
If you can run it like that,
it is absolutely fantastic to have on your team and to just totally mess with your opponent on it. It's one of those. I'm either going to get the character and be able to do what I want to do, or I'm going to be able to do damage with you. There's that one small chance that I'll just get energy out of it. and depending on the team and what globals you have available to you, having that energy isn't bad.
Yeah.
So it's one of those few times where there's a character where it's one of those, no matter what it rolls, it's not bad.
Yeah. In that game, he did a total of 17 domino damage to me.
Jeez.
Whew.
Lady luck.
So
Go
stupid.
to a casino and buy a lotto ticket.
I was telling Steven, I was like, good thing Parallax isn't in the in the format, because that would be so broken. Right. Oh, I rolled a single energy. All right, I'm gonna use another energy to re-roll it. Oh, so broken. And I thought I had no, but you re-roll her, and if she comes up on the double energy face, you're like, okay, I'm gonna re-roll her for the energize, and then just keep going that way.
Oh, does it work that way?
The initial one from the Parallax wouldn't do the energy, but it's anytime she's on double energy after your re-roll step, you can energize her, dealing the damage and re-rolling it.
So stupid. So yeah, and I had a better board state, but I thought it would be funny if I just swung through. I swung through and took Steven down to like 1 or 2 from like he was at 10. I had a very good board state. If I would just sat and took it, I was betting that he wasn't going to roll domino 3 times, and I didn't want to take that chance. Yeah, it was kind of the worst day of my life. But
that was the worst day of your life. Then you've had a very blessed and successful life. But no, it did not sound like that was the most fun match to be on the receiving end of. But knowing the matches I've had with Steven with Domino, I bet it was every bit of energy left in him to keep from bouncing out of that chair.
Oh, he was bouncing out of the chair as it stood, and he was like, "Oh my god, oh my god."
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was playing the domino against him, and it like triggered 3 times, and how he was reacting then, even at the receiving side of it. I can only imagine what he would be like doing a 7+ in one turn as the dealer of it,
and doing it to Chris.
Yeah, and he's.
I don't think it really mattered who the opponent was after 4.
That's true. That's
after
ridiculous.
After you do it 4 times in one round with 1 die, I don't care who's across the table from me. That's just fun.
For sure.
So terrible. I hate that die. Oh man. But yeah. And then I played Rob, and Rob couldn't roll anything, and
as Rob does.
Yep. I was using the black dice from the Justice campaign box.
So was I.
Haven't used them yet.
And I have retired those dice, so I will not be using them anymore. I'm going back to my Spider-Man dice.
That's the Mimic from the team.
Oh, dude, that Mimic is so good.
So Robert,
which Mimic was it?
Flying, blasting, slashing.
Okay. It's the one that copies a character.
It's the one with the book on it.
They all kind of have it.
But
yeah. Robert had Mystique.
Mm-hmm.
And he attacked with it. I chump blocked, and then I put out Mimic and copied Mystique, and then we both re-rolled. My Mimic came back. His Mystique did not. And after that, Robert couldn't do anything.
It was over.
No, that Mimic is great for removal and copy. It's a twofer. I think you're gonna see. I don't think it's gonna be on. I'm gonna say probably at least 20% of the teams at Worlds are going to have a Mimic on it. I think.
And I also had Sage on the team.
Some good old Corrupt.
No.
Yep.
No.
No. It's the one that increases the fielding cost or something.
The purchase cost or the fielding cost.
Fielding
cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Robert couldn't buy his way out. Like the opponents couldn't buy their way out of to do stuff.
Right.
And so it just kind of became a standstill. And then I also had Iceman on the team. The one where if Iceman damages a character die, that character die cannot attack or block during the following turn.
Right.
So yeah.
But the biggest the biggest annoyance on Chris's team was that blink.
Yeah.
The mimic.
No.
The blink one.
Oh, the blink. Oh, blink. Sorry.
Yep. You just remove her from the attack zone. Like what?
Yeah, Robert was trying to
Really?
jump block to ramp. Oh, no, don't do any damage to your sidekick. It goes right back. And you take 1 damage. So,
Super annoying.
no ramping for you, sir.
None at all. I did have Counter-Strike level. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a very good team. I had a mixture. I had Team Up as my basic action, and I had Counter-Strike. I think that's what it was, Counter-Strike, right? And so I didn't draft the way I needed to draft to use those basic actions.
Yeah.
So it went all to crap.
That's one thing. If you're doing any type of the constructed drafts, is what I call them, where you're building draft out of the constructed sets.
Yeah.
You really, really do have to pay attention to what basic actions you have,
Mm-hmm.
and try to draft appropriately off those cards, not what are, quote unquote meta style cards.
Yeah.
I did a draft, and I did not have the team up or teamwork or whatever it is, and built my team that when it finally was available to me through my opponent, it was just a slaughter fest because I was able, my team was built to be able to take advantage of it when I got to that pairing. But I should not have built my team hoping to get that pairing, because that was just pure luck.
Yeah.
I very much lucked out in being able to get into that scenario. But yeah, compared to the old days where you draft and then go, okay, what basic actions am I going to go with? Getting just the bare base, here's 2 basic actions, you have to play with these 2, really is a kick, and it changes how you have to build your draft. So it's, I believe that was one of the things that we're talking about with the new draft packs, was 3 basic actions.
Oh.
I think I saw that
interesting.
in the new draft packs, in the reformation of how they're redoing it. You were actually going to be able to draft your basic actions as well. So that would be interesting.
Yeah. Kind of changes the way that you because you can build around the one that you want, but if it's a card in there that you want to build around it with, I don't know. I kind of don't like that. I like the fact that it gives you the basic actions and you know what they
when I
are.
say draft, it's one of those you're given
3 and you pick
3
2
of them, and you get to pick which 2 it is that you want.
Okay.
Type thing. Or again, we haven't seen the rules yet on it, and I may just be remembering the pipe dream. I don't know. But no, I do remember when they were talking about with the changes on the draft packs coming up for next year, that they were going to give you were going to have the option of more than just you're given 2 basic actions and you're done. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
By the way, Jabaumi, congratulations on the win in the tournament.
Oh, winner, chicken dinner.
Yep, we've had 2 matches reported so far.
Oh, how'd they go?
We had M. Brewer defeating
Chaz Kaz.
2 wins to 0, and I don't know what it is with this last name. Jay Bauman defeating Danley 2-0, and I believe even with the way they reported it, it was with
Jocelyn.
Jay Bauman.
We'll just call it Jocelyn. See, we're trying to get away from because however you list your name in Discord, we're trying to just go with that. Because some British people don't like having their certain names said.
And some people, that's the only name they know them by.
Yeah.
So we start calling them Shadow Meld versus Patrick. It gets you're not sure if you're talking about the same person or not. So but yeah, no, I believe she had both of her wins still with total full 20 life. Yeah. So
that's impressive.
That is very impressive.
And Danley ain't no slouch. So that's really impressive, Jocelyn. So congratulations on that.
Congrats.
And
say my hat's off to you, but
Go
I'm
ahead.
not wearing one.
Oh.
And just so everyone knows, our Discord, the matchups is pinned to the matchup where we report the matches. So if you see something wrong with one of your matches that you had, if it's incorrectly in there, let us know. But as of right now, you can see any of the future matches in there as it stands, and it's pinned. So it's to the challenge page, basically.
Yeah. Well, and you can go to the crgr.rocks, and we've got a link there for all the pairings. And as soon as we get any report of pairings, we put them in there. We would do confirm that we've received it in the Discord channel, but we put it in there. So it is live reporting up on the webpage. So if you see something incorrect up there with one of your matches, please let us know before the round is over, because as it has happened not only to us but others using challenge in the past, once you put in the last entry for that round, it auto creates the next round and there's no going back.
Mm-hmm.
So
you have to recreate the whole entire thing.
Yeah, you have to re-enter it all from the beginning and start over. It's not fun. So we will, before when we're down to our last match, we are going to give a little bit of time for everyone to confirm their matches before we enter that one, just to make sure we don't have an issue.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, if you see the response from us that we've confirmed your data entry, your match recording, go to crgr.rocks and take a look at the page there and make sure we put it in correctly. And if not, send a direct message to either myself or Chris, and we will get it corrected.
And we did also have a correction on someone's team. I already posted something saying that we corrected it. They realized it was incorrect after it was up, and we let their opponent know that we were correcting it. But this tournament, when it boils down to it, this is a tournament for fun. So yeah, they didn't get their team in correctly, but it's a for fun tournament. It
was caught before matches were
started.
It was after matchups were announced, but before any matches had started. I think it was 20 or 30 minutes after matchups had been announced that it was on there. There was only an hour and a half time between when we posted the teams and we posted matchups, and there was no other time really for the user to notice that they sent the wrong team. So we have taken that also as feedback from us. We are coming up with a better system for when you put give us your teams for a verification then, so that we don't have to deal with this in the future. But because we didn't have that check and there was enough, we decided it was something to go ahead and allow that to change at that time. Now, especially once round one is complete, there will be absolutely no changes to teams.
If I lose, I'm gonna have to change my teams, guys.
No, you're not changing them at all.
I'm gonna beat you with the MOD spoon, man.
Kim is gonna destroy me. I already know it.
So with that being said, I think I think there's less confusion about the tournament this year than any other time. And also that change to that team, that was all of us in the channel discussing it for about 5 minutes. But
but we had input from all 5 members of CRGR, on it. And what it boiled down to was, it's a tournament for fun. We're not,
we're not whiz kids.
Well, there's little pricing on the line. It's prestige is what it comes down to, really.
And setting the bands for Legacy 2, 3, and
right. So it was one of those. He explained to us what it was, what it was to change and whatnot, and we looked at it, and the team was kind of broken without it. So it was one of those, we could either say no, you have to go with what it was, even though we didn't give a good verification step, or it's you play with a broken team, or all right, we'll let it change. Thank you for catching it now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's on the lessons learned list on our side. We will be doing things slightly differently going forward to make sure that there is a step for the users preferably when you submit your team to verify that you are submitting the correct team at that time.
Yeah.
You know, so
I think that's the only way that we should that it can be done in the future, just to make sure. But yeah, absolutely.
right. Because once we start announcing teams, it's kind of bad for someone to go come to us and say, "Oh, I meant to run this team." Well, did you really mean to run that team, or did you just see that everyone ran something that is going to crush you, and you want to play a different team?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not going to be the judges of that. The best way is we're just going to verify it when you enter it. If you change if it hasn't been announced yet and you want to change your team, we have no problem with you entering multiple times, and we'll take whatever the last entry is out of them.
Yeah, there was someone that entered
However,
3 times.
yeah, you want to make sure you're doing your due diligence before submitting your
Yeah,
team.
please do. But again, I mean, until the teams are posted, it's fair game. We're not, you haven't reached the deadline. You realized you needed to change something. That's fine. We're not going to, be bad guys in that regards in any way, shape, or form. But once the deadline's there, and before we start posting teams publicly, once the teams start posting publicly, we're gonna have to lock them down.
Yeah.
You know.
And apologies to all the European and other continents. We didn't have enough to do another bracket. We were trying to, but there was just no way.
Yeah, I mean, we figured out a couple of ways to try to do it, but there was no way of accommodating a separate bracket with the few international players that we had. So I think we had 4. Was it
3 Europeans?
3 Europeans. Yeah. I mean, we did not have
3 people do not make a bracket.
Yeah.
So
They do. It's just really small.
yeah.
It's fine. So I mean, there was y'all got to look at all the team lists. I've clicked through some of them. Is there any interesting things, like teams that you're looking forward to see how they
well,
how they work?
To be honest, I have not looked through the team lists.
No?
Nope. I got back from my vacation a little later than expected due to weather and storms and bad planning on the airline's part and whatnot. So, no, I have not had a chance to go through the team lists themselves.
What I've noticed about the teams is there's a lot of people trying to get stuff banned. That's really what it boils down to.
Well, but I mean, that's the way this league kind of works. You don't have to play the meta pieces. If you can ban the support pieces for those meta pieces, then you don't even have to deal with those meta pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Robert, you and I have done legacy leagues here locally a number of times, and that first week on them is always in this scenario the first season on it is a little rough and a little random, in that it's one of those, a lot of people are like, I want these pieces out, but I want to play with these pieces to get the win as well.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. To me, the absolutely interesting one is usually the last one before you have your championship round, where now everyone's looking at what don't I want to play against in that championship round.
Yeah.
And putting it on the teams to guarantee it's banned. So you get some really weird things going on that last round to make sure they're banned for that championship. So we have not decided if the invitational is going to be a continuation of this or not, but we will let people know before the final round starts. So if that's what they would like to do with their team building, they are welcome to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you know anything about our tournaments, we try to have something interesting for the invitational, and I don't know. We got to talk about it some more. Like last year, we did Global Escalation. It was interesting, but I don't want to do Global Escalation again.
No.
But interesting is definitely continuing with Legacy into the Invitational. I don't know if everyone will be into that. We can talk about it further, but I think that's definitely interesting.
The interest that we have in it in the first and the second season.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people, saying, "Wow, this sounds great, but I can't make the time commitment right
Yeah.
now." And being summer, I fully understand that.
Yeah.
So what's our involvement going to look like with season 2 out of this? Is really going to be the deciding factor for us internally
Yeah.
on whether or not it's something we will continue past the 3 that we have planned.
Me personally, I love Legacy just because it's
It
simple.
forces you to really go out there and come up with something weird and random after the big players are banned.
Yeah.
And so the first week is always the what don't I ever want to play against again. Week 2 through the second to last one are the okay, let's have some fun. We've got some weird stuff going on. And then especially if you go into a finals, the finals you are seeing just the randomest weirdest things you never thought you would ever see on the face of the planet winning. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
That's why we decided to start trying to do it for 2 Team Takedown.
That is exactly why I love it. I think it's fun. When we were doing local events, I really like the different themes every week. I really enjoy that. Um, Unfortunately, I can't do it. I know, was it Weekly Dice Arena has different themes all the time.
Yeah.
I just can't make, I don't have the time to do it anymore.
Right.
But that was what I enjoyed playing.
Well, yeah,
It was
we've
just the
got
different
Weekly
stuff.
Dice Arena. We've got the new Dice Fight. Is it?
Dice Fight.
Or, then there's Team of the Month. So there's the monthly one there. So I mean, there's several already online ones where they've got the themes and whatnot.
Mhm.
So
So good.
we didn't want to steal from that pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And you know what? I just, real quick before we move on, I just want to say that is really freaking cool to see all the attention that everyone's bringing to the game. It's such a small game, but the community is so involved. It's really cool to see. When I'm scrolling,
Yep.
yeah, when I'm scrolling through Facebook, I see DM Armada doing the card of the day. I can't remember who it is. Who does the die of the day? There's
Oh,
someone
you
throws
had
a
to
die
ask
out
that.
there. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't remember who it is. I'm scrolling through Facebook. Someone throws up a die, and I'm like, oh, I know what that is.
Alcohol in the last week to remember that. Sorry.
Les, is that who that is? So I'm sorry, I can't remember your name, but it's cool to see, and I see it, I recognize it, and when I say I know what that die is, that's really cool. So I like that. Then, like I said, DM Armada. Then we have the Dice Arena, Dice Fight. All these different things are so cool to see, and even though I can't participate in them just because of time constraints, Benzino Scott. There we go. It's awesome to see you guys. It's really cool. The legend.
Let's not give Ben too much to think that he's so great. He already does that
Yeah.
on his own. I was meant to say Beatles? What? All right.
He's like the beat. He's got the beat. He's got the beat.
Yeah.
Don't want to get copyright.
So
and then the MOD on their 2-year anniversary podcast
Yes.
did have Jimmy on from WizKids.
Oh.
And we got a little bit more details as far as the what are they calling it? The not premiere draft, but the draft that they're going to be doing with new product that isn't released yet. So we got some details on what they're going to be doing there.
So are they calling them draft packs? Or are they calling them something different?
No, well, no. What these cards, as we are going to see them at Worlds, are custom printed for Worlds. They will not be released in this fashion ever. So what they are is they're cards that they're thinking of, stuff like this. They've gone through beta testing, but they haven't been allocated to a product yet. They have changed the dice on the bottom to match an existing die that has already been manufactured, so that they don't have to make any new dice for these cards. You use existing dice that are already out, and then you will get to draft out of these cards and basic actions, and you get to keep the cards. And this is currently the only place that you will be able to get these cards. There was a comment that if they can get 30 plus players in the UK, Jimmy will work on getting an event over there for them as well.
You heard that, UK players. It's a challenge.
Yeah, no, that was it. That was in the podcast. So by all means, you guys work on it. Get those cards over there. But yeah, from my understanding, what I heard is those cards as they are printed at Worlds will never be seen again exactly like that. If they are reprinted, or if they are assigned to a set and reprinted, they will have updated dice attached to them. So it may be the same molded dice, but it would be different coloring. And a lot of them are going to be participations for different events as well. Or that's the prizing cards. Sorry, the prizing cards, which are the X-Men animated series OP cards, will mostly be participation cards for all the different style of events. So draft, constructed, 10x10, the actual Worlds competition. All of those will have their own participation cards. But some of those OP cards you will have to place in top 8 or better at the Worlds tournament itself.
Boo. I want my OP cards. Well,
I have made my arrangements. I will be going out there to collect my OP cards. I look forward to seeing a lot of other people that I've either met previously or have not met previously, but talked to.
That's in Memphis. When is it?
Yep. September
2nd
5th through 9th.
Yeah, 5th. Yeah.
July, August.
So, no, it's 6th through 8th is the official days of it. So yeah, most of the events are going to be on the 7th.
I might be sick on the 6th and the 9th, guys.
And then
I wish I could go.
It's
just be sick too.
It's effectively at Graceland. It's at the newly opened convention center across the street from it.
Yeah, that Storm alt art is amazing.
So good.
And so there are packages that the hotel offers where you can get Graceland tours, and they'll give you a bunch of HeroClix promos and entry into a HeroClix event. So one of the questions that did come up is, what about Dice Master players? And the answer to that one was, because a lot of those promos have a secondary market value, there's nothing they can do for Dice Master players of comparable equivalency. But if you're there to play Dice Masters, any of the entries into HeroClix events that would be included in that event could be transferred to Dice Master events. So you would still get all the HeroClix promos that you could sell or do whatever, but the entry fees could be transferred to Dice Master events. And from what was stated on there, I have not done my research, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll eat crow on it. The price of that package that includes all of that stuff includes a tour of Graceland, and the tour of Graceland by itself is more expensive than that package. So if you are thinking of touring Graceland, buy that package, because you'll get that plus your hotel room plus entry fee into side events and a bunch of HeroClix promos.
Do you get to dress up as Elvis though?
No, actually, that is something very specific. You cannot dress up or look like Elvis in any way, shape, or form at the convention center.
Can you dress up like a donkey and go through Graceland?
I don't know about going through Graceland, but there should be nothing stopping you at the convention center. So
I might have to just make my way out to Memphis then.
So we've already got a bit of a road trip started from Dallas up to Memphis. I know we've got a couple guys from Waco coming up the night before, couch surfing and whatnot. So
nice.
Yeah.
I just can't afford it, and I can't afford to take off work. That's the only problem.
No, I understand. There will be some Chris and Rob game room representation there.
Yep.
I know for a fact I'm going to be there. I know Joe's working on being there. So
Rob might call in sick.
Maybe.
I don't know. This is the beginning of the month for you. That's like the worst time for you to do it.
Since it's the very first weekend, that's the best time if I'm going to do it at the beginning of the month, because I have to wait for all my data to render and like all my reports to render, all my audits to be completed before I can start doing all my reporting for the month. So if I'm going to do it, it needs to be that first weekend. So I'm ready for a little vacay, but I am not looking forward to driving for however long that is.
If you,
it's about a 7.5 hour drive.
if you just let me drive, I'll just be your driver, your chauffeur.
Oh, I'm just going to fly out there.
Yeah, I figured so much.
Sorry.
It's actually the convention center is not that far from the airport. I think it's about 15 minutes or so from the airport is what they said. So it wouldn't be flying in and then taking a taxi from the airport to the convention center wouldn't be too hard.
I wonder how much Southwest Airlines flight would be.
I don't know on that one. Some of the other key points to make sure people are aware. There is no entry into the convention. There are only entry fees to the events. So there's no ticket fees or anything like that to enter the convention. You are only paying to enter the events that you want to enter for. Besides that, there's a $10 parking fee if you are parking a car at the event that would have to be paid per day. So even if you're driving up and staying at the convention center, you would still pay the $10 per day to park your car there. So fair warning in that regards. I know there's several Airbnbs. I know there's several other hotels very close by. But then you have the issue of getting to the convention center. And again, I'm calling it a convention center because this is a new convention hall associated with Graceland. But it is, from my understanding, it is not a convention center in the normal sense of like where Gen Con or Origins, events are held at.
Gotcha.
What if I stay in a cardboard box at the location?
Metal Gear Solid style?
My knowledge, that would be $119 a night. And they would allow up to 4 people in that cardboard box.
Hey.
So you could split that cost and make that a little bit more affordable. What were some of the other points? Trying to remember here. There was the question of streaming the events.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have any exact confirmation of internet access at the facility. So they are interested in allowing us to do it. But the priority would be to the HeroClix events. But there have already been things put in motion to make sure that matches are recorded at a bare minimum to be released later.
That's good.
Even if we cannot have the matches streamed live, they will be recorded and released after the fact.
Hopefully they actually are going to have people talking about Dice Masters that actually care about the game when they put them out.
The Dice Masters staff from the sources I have talked to on it will be Dice Masters knowledgeable.
Okay. All right. That's all I care about.
So that's my Worlds update for those of you that are listening.
And that is Worlds.
Yeah. So
all right.
I wasn't expecting to talk about Worlds so much, but
you know what? We covered a lot. It's good.
That came out from Jimmy, so I wanted to reiterate that for people.
And you can hear all of those details on the MOD podcast. Credit.
And listen to
MOD podcast.
There you go, MOD.
Ministry of Dice.
Yep.
Just in case you guys do a Google search or a Lugal search, depending on what universe you're from.
Oh my god. Yeah. So we talked about Dice Masters a lot. I think I'm having my game tomorrow. tomorrow night. I don't know if we're gonna be able to stream it or not. Just depends on situations. The other thing is Mike. I think no, not Mike.
There's someone playing this
Joe.
Friday that we're streaming.
Is Joe playing?
is trying to get his match streamed
Mm-hmm.
on Friday.
Honestly, I'm more nervous to have my match streamed because I haven't played in so long, and I feel like I'm gonna play like crap. So I'm nervous about that, guys. We'll see how it goes.
First round's always the
The first
hard
cut is
one.
the deepest.
Yep. After that, it all comes back to you, and then you realize
It's like
you
riding a
you were
bike.
never any good to begin with. So what's the point?
That's a good point. Oh my gosh, yeah. So yeah, I think that might be our lineup for the week. I don't know. It's tentative. It just depends
Yeah.
how things go. But can we talk about the Magic games that we played on Saturday?
Or as I like to call them, the best games ever.
The best games that I've ever played for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah. We played
so
Oathbreaker.
Yeah, we played Oathbreaker, the Oathbreaker format. I only had one. Chris, you had one.
I only have one. Yeah.
Oh, you only played that one game. Did you play one game or two games?
I played
You
two.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We started. We had three, I think. So it was Joe, Chris, and Kevin, who was in our.
On Blast.
Well, we haven't put those out yet. Yeah, on Blast and Discord.
Yeah.
And myself, we're all playing Oathbreaker. First, we played a 3-man game between Joe, Kevin, and myself.
While I put together my deck.
While Chris sat there and fiddled around trying to put a deck together. Joe ended up winning that game, right?
I don't know. I wasn't in it.
Oh, no, Joe didn't win a game. Kevin won that game.
Yeah.
Second game, Chris was finally able to join in, so it was all four of us. Chris ended up winning that game with his Nicol Bolas,
which I won. It was, what turn was it? It was like, it was a lot of turns into the game.
A lot of turns in. Yeah.
But I won after playing 2 cards. My Oathbreaker, the Planeswalker, and then Elder Spell and Ultimate. it didn't get on the spot. Robert initiated it though for me on accident.
It's not my fault. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm not a good Magic player. Yeah, I set up Chris for his first win
in a multiplayer Magic game.
In a multiplayer Magic game, he's usually the first one out because he plays
aggressive.
He plays aggressive at first, and then he kind of fizzles out. And then like everyone thinks of him as the threat, so everyone goes, well, I know I do, go after him like right away. And so everyone went after him and got him out early. And then the third game, I have always been the bridesmaid, never the bride in all of our Magic games, and I actually won. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. I had my Lily out there from War of the Spark. I did her ultimate, and it was just me and Kevin doing. Was it me and Kevin doing one-on-one at that point?
No, I was in it too, but you both have been like wrecking me because you didn't want me to have Nicol Bolas go off. So he destroyed my red land. So he's like, "Yeah, you can't play your card." And I was like, "Robert's about to just destroy all of us. I don't know what you're talking about, man."
and I did. So I played my ultimate. So what the ultimate does is it removes all the cards except for one permanent of each kind. So like one land, one enchantment, one creature. So I basically make you start the game all the way over.
I conceded.
But I get to keep all my stuff. So yeah. And so I won that way. Chris and Kevin both said, yeah, screw this. So I finally won my first game of Magic. I'm pretty excited about that. Or Oathbreaker, Commander, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So it was fun. I had a good time. It was cool playing with Kevin, seeing him again. We haven't seen him in a while. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Also, we had amazing pizza. The pizza place next door is so good. Like these giant slices of pizza. They're like
as big as my head, each slice of it.
Big as your head, Lois. So they were huge. And I ate 2 of them.
Kevin's house that you guys were playing at?
No, we were playing at Boardwalk in the pizza place next door. I think it's called yeah. And it's right next door. I think it's called like Emily's Pizza or something like that. And the pizza was huge. It's probably the size of my laptop. Yeah. And I know y'all can't see it, but it was huge.
We must see it now.
Ate both of my slices. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Yeah. I ate
So good.
I ate one of my, and if you, it was like $7 and something, and you basically get 2 slices of pizza and a drink, and I'm like, how, like later on, I was like messaging Robert, how do they make money?
Yeah.
Because it just made no sense to me.
He just randomly texted me. Like I was like, dude, what are you talking about? It's like the pizza. I was throwing the box out. It reminded me. Yeah, so good. Two slices and a drink. The drink is free. It was so good.
Yeah.
I definitely would like to go back out there just to get the pizza. Yeah, I'll play some
Anytime we go
play some
somewhere and
Magic. That's
there's
fine.
like when we go to Frisco, he's like, "Oh, there's this pizza place around the way. Blah blah blah. Let's go to that." I'm like,
Blaze Pizza.
Okay, let's go." I think
I like pizza.
yeah,
It's my favorite food, honestly.
but
Pizza then tacos. Tacos are second.
Boardwalk is
You know,
super.
tacos is number one
God.
on my list.
Burger
Yeah.
King tacos, by the way, legit. Just
I will second that. 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Chris and Rob Game Rumors give it 2
Yeah.
thumbs up.
I'll give it 2 thumbs down and a spoon down.
Yeah, the pizza was the size of a playmat. So everyone has a playmat.
Yeah.
That's a very good description of it. So good. Yeah, but Burger King tacos are good, guys. I know it sounds weird because it's Burger King, but
Legit.
It's kind of like the idea of Jack in the Box tacos.
Jack in the Box tacos are good too.
But
No.
Jack in the Box quality has fallen off. Let's just state that right now.
They
Jack in the
taste
Box
exactly
tacos were
the same.
Never
to me.
good, especially when they had rat tail. in
Why
it.
are you on
They
this
did not.
YouTube channel, Ryan? You can't agree with you on anything.
I used to work at Jack in the Box when I was a teenager. They didn't have rat tails in there. I know
Some
for a
of them
fact. No,
Yeah, no, they
not
got
the ones
sued
that I
over
went
it.
to. Not
Yeah.
the one that I worked at.
No,
What-
there were a couple that they actually found rats in them and whatnot. It was bad back in the
Mm.
mid '90s.
Ben's saying that tacos are the worst Mexican food.
Oh my god.
Whatever, get out of here.
First off, tacos aren't Mexican food. Tacos are Americanized Mexican food.
Yeah.
They're
you
so
know.
good.
So next.
Well, I've
So
been
yes,
to
they
Mexico
are
and I
the
had
worst
tacos.
Mexican food, as they're not even Mexican food.
I've had
no
tacos in
delusions on that
Mexico.
one.
They were delicious. Best tacos I ever had were in Mexico in Monterrey. So good.
I can get you some trompo tacos. just
Oh,
on
I
the
love
street
trompo
from me.
tacos.
Yeah,
Trompo tacos are the best.
yeah.
So good.
Trompo tacos with some pickled red onions and some.
This
Adobo
conversation
cheese.
just where did it go?
Picking my tacos, son.
So Boardwalk, I would say Boardwalk is a good place to go play board games or anything that you want. It's super awesome. I would be interested in having another event there. That was super fun. It just takes a long time to get there for me.
Yeah.
And
Ooh,
getting
I
back
don't know
to
about that,
games.
Joe.
What did he say?
He said enchiladas, flautas, gorditas, tamales, mole, pozole, menudo are all better things than tacos.
Menudo's garbage, honestly. I've
Oh,
never
man,
had a
you watch
good
it
menudo.
now.
I'll agree. All of them are better Mexican food than tacos because, again, tacos aren't Mexican food. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to argue that fact. Are they better than tacos as far as, yummy things I put in my mouth and enjoy? No.
Oh man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll have a taco any day. I love tacos. But I love pizza more than tacos. I blame Ninja Turtles for that. I was a big Ninja Turtle fan back in the day, so that just got me
TMNT
going.
Power.
Yeah. Oh no, what happened?
I don't know. What do you guys?
Do you remember Book It when you were in elementary school? I don't know if
Yeah.
y'all had it where y'all were.
Yeah, you get you can if you did it and you got pizza at Pizza Hut, or no?
I guess I'm
Yeah,
showing
if
my
you-
age.
If you read a certain amount of books or something, they give you like a gift certificate for like a personal pan pizza. So I would read my books and
Now,
go
ours
get my
was
pizzas.
selling audio cassettes.
Whoa.
If you sold enough audio cassettes, you could get the pizza party.
I'm so glad that chat's having their own show right now.
No, that's what it's
I
about.
haven't paid attention to the chat.
Oh
That's
my
what
God.
it's about. Yeah, I'm not a fan of menudo. My dad makes it. He used to make it every like once a month. So I'm kind of like over it. But my dad, from what I hear, makes the best menudo anyone's ever had. People would come from across the land to try my dad's menudo. So, but I don't really care for it. So
Next
I like
time,
pozole though. Pozole is good.
next time the wife makes some chicken taco soup, you should come out.
I will.
Okay, let's get back to gaming.
Yeah.
Can we talk about pizza some more?
No.
I know it's like 10 o'clock and I should not be eating.
So, Magic also did a bunch of announcements with the arena and everything like that, and new stuff coming out. God, we've been talking about food so much, I forgot the format.
The brawl.
The brawl. Yeah, they're going into brawl in a big way, and they're gonna have pre-constructed decks like they have for Commander. I'm really interested in that because I'm so into the standard right now that it's ridiculous. I think brawl is going to be probably something I'm more interested in at some points, and me and Robert have talked about it, and we both have most of the cards from standard, and so it'd be kind of interesting after the rotation happens. We will have every card for the most part. But they're going to have online one-on-one matches for brawl, and I think that's super awesome. And for those of you that don't know, brawl is basically exactly like Commander, except for it's with standard cards. So it's
is it still 100 cards or is it 60 cards?
Let's look that up. I think it's 100 cards.
Yeah, so it's a one card
Singleton.
Singleton, yeah, that's what it's called. I couldn't remember that. So Singleton, is it a planeswalker that has to be your commander? Okay, Joe said 60 cards.
Yeah, 60 cards. Okay.
So you can have a legendary. So it's like normal commander, but just with 60 cards and from standard.
Yeah, which is cool.
Okay, that is pretty awesome, especially since we got in right in this. I guess what they call it, the block. Is that what it's called?
The Ravnica block, which it's about to be the start of standard. So we'll have a lot of the cards from that, and everything we don't have is just too ridiculously expensive that we didn't bother.
Yeah. Screw that. So yeah, Chris came up with the idea of if it's going to be on Arena, maybe we can have some tournaments with it, and I'm all about that, even if they're one-day things.
I really didn't think we we're going to talk about that yet, but yeah.
No, I don't. It's exciting to me. I really like it. So yeah. We'll iron out the details later, but I think that's something we can dip our toes into.
Yeah, and
sounds fun.
I think it's something that we could put on the tournament and participate in it a whole lot easier than doing it the way we're doing it now with the Dice Masters, where it's hard for me to record the match and put it out there or stream it because I'm trying to pay attention to everything. That's why I don't participate in the tournaments right now.
Yeah, so. Gotcha. But yeah, that announcement is really huge. I think it's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
Yeah,
and I like Arena. Everyone, Joe and Chris keep telling me I need to get my Magic the Gathering online account. I haven't done it. I'm sorry, I'm lazy.
You're the worst.
I know. One of these days I'll do it soon before the next set or rotation happens for sure.
You keep saying
whatever
that.
They call it. Yeah, I know.
All right.
Sorry. One of these days.
So that's something that we're thinking about doing for everyone that likes Magic or plays Arena. There's a lot of people that play Arena and not necessarily pay for Magic. Yeah, it's free. Wow.
It's free. So get on Magic the Gathering Arena and play for free. If you're like me, I have not put one penny into that game outside of buying paper stuff. So whenever you buy some of the Planeswalker sets or the
bundles,
and things like that, they come with a code. But I like to have the paper cards in hand because I like to collect crap, and that's breaking the bank. But whatever, I like to open packs. Damn it.
Yeah.
So so you don't have to put anything into it. You just download the app, the game, whatever you want to call it, and it's free. You get coins while you do challenges for the week, and you can buy the packs on there with those coins. And those challenges, they replenish every day. You have a certain amount that you get to do for the week, and you can build them up.
I would say it's probably more reasonable to get into it now. Well, after the next set comes out, because they'll have the set. What is that thing?
What?
Where you gain levels? The set levels, because it's
I forgot what it's called.
But mastery. You get the set mastery when the set first comes out. It resets. So when the next set comes out, it might be efficient or whatever for you to get into there then. But they also give you starter decks to come out with that you can start building your collection with. So
You get like 10 starter decks that come with it.
yeah,
So you get access to all of those cards. You can break those decks apart. You can build decks with them. I didn't know anything about Magic before we started collecting, and once they told me that Arena was out, I jumped all in.
yeah.
And now I know how to play Magic. I mean, I'm not the best. There's still things that I don't know what to do, like if we're playing a paper game, because the computer does everything for me.
Like
So-
floating mana.
Yeah, like things like that. I don't know how to do it, while we're playing at the table. But if I'm sitting at the computer, I'm having fun. It's doing its thing. So that's pretty cool. And you can challenge your friends. You can play. I could play Chris if I wanted to. It doesn't have to be competitive. We can just play wonky decks if we want to. You
Mhm.
can play non-ranked. You can play ranked games if you want to actually have some competition.
You
So
can play
it's pretty
traditional
fun.
ladder.
Traditional.
Yeah, where it's
Yeah.
like best of 3 and you have sideboards. I haven't gotten into sideboarding or anything like that because I'm not that good at the game. I'm better at
Sure.
one game. I'm glad that they took Nexus of Fate out of the single game match because I think it was wholly unfair for a single game match because that's a card you have to sideboard against.
Yeah.
But
So I don't know. It's pretty fun. Try to get meh. Yeah,
yeah,
I think it's fun.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not for everybody. It's just
Yeah.
like everything else.
yeah. I
You
got
like what you like.
I got into the alpha right before it went into beta, and I played it for a little bit. I was like, yeah, if I could play Robert on this, I'll play it a whole lot more. And right when it went into open beta, I told Robert about it, and we started playing immediately. And we couldn't play each other, but we still had fun playing. So
Yeah,
so
it was really cool. Sorry, I'm typing in the chat.
yeah. MTG isn't
Well, I
for
guess I
everyone,
could say-
says Ryan, that it's not for him.
I have some hero clicks that I bought. They're the Ninja Turtles retro, like 8-bit ones. I have no clue how to play it at all. I just bought them because they're Ninja Turtles and they look cool. So yeah, I got quite a few. I think ended up buying like 12 of them or something like that. Blind
Jesus.
packs. Yeah, I was like, I want this one. I want this one. Of course, I didn't get any of the ones that I wanted. I did get some rare. I think I got a Chase one also, but they're not the ones that I want. So whatever. Now they're just in a bag in a drawer, just sitting there collecting dust. Yeah, they do have cool sculpts. I remember seeing some older ones that were not so cool. Cool. All right. Steven's re-downloading MTGA. Nice.
All right. So
Also-
Ben was asking what games are we bringing to Worlds with us to play after Dice Master events and whatnot. So
Magic.
So Steven's saying he's going to bring Seven Wonders.
He's bringing Twilight Imperium.
No. I wouldn't mind if someone brought some. What is it?
Mini
Dice
games?
Arena or Dice? I can't remember the name of the game now. It's in Kickstarter for season 3 right now.
I kind of want to play like a grid party game like Betrayal. I think on House of the Hill, that's a really good game for a group of people to play. Playing with just like 2 or 3 or 3 people is okay, but playing with
Dice
like
Throne.
8 people is fun.
Yeah, I actually sold my copy of that game because I have a lot of board games, guys, that they're just in my storage that I've never played.
Yeah.
And they're still in the wrapper. So, Cards Against Humanity is fun like the
Dice
first
Throne,
time, and then
that
it's
was
not
the game
fun.
I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Blood Rage.
What's that one where the
I-
cats
yeah.
explode?
Exploding Kittens.
Yeah.
I have that one. I have
I've got the Not Safe for Work edition and the expansion for it. That's
Yeah.
fun. No, if someone wanted to bring Dice Throne to the there, I wouldn't mind playing some of that.
I'm gonna bring cards and we can play Canasta.
I don't know how to play Canasta.
I can bring Terraforming Mars.
Oh. Everyone just play Munchkin and get mad at each other.
Yes. What's that one that we played at before the War of the Spark event? Where the rules change.
Oh, Flux.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chris liked
I've
Flux.
got a whole lot of Flux. Batman Flux is fantastic.
Armada.
Yeah, I love Batman Flux. Batman Flux is cool.
The more I hear about it, the more I want to go. I'm gonna try to do everything in my power. I don't think I can go right now, but I'm gonna try my hardest.
Yeah,
Duck,
no,
duck, goose.
was playing a game of Batman Flux with my son, and I ended up with all but one of the villains
Dang.
in front of me, and
And he still won.
Yeah, well, no, I won at one point, but it was because I was able to get a goal out that required certain villains.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there. I was missing the Penguin as the only villain. He was still in the deck, and all of the goals in my hand that required villains all required.
Or required the big one. Yeah, it's
I
funny.
was just like this.
Isn't that just the way?
Yep.
As he suggested, hide and seek. We're too old for that shit.
I like Monopoly, Jocelyn. Monopoly is probably one of my favorite board games.
I
and
love Monopoly.
No one ever plays it the right way, but I play it the way that I was
gonna say,
raised with.
It depends on how you play Monopoly. Depends on whether I'm
If you play it the truly evil way, it's a great game.
Yeah.
Super great.
I have it on my Xbox. Me and my buddies used to play it online.
I don't know if anything truth about what I heard, but that they're retiring some of the pieces from Monopoly, thimble, wheelbarrow, and something else. I don't know.
Yeah, they were supposed to be replacing them. I think one of them was like a T-Rex or something like that. And this is old, so I might be misremembering, but yeah, they were going to retire some. So that's interesting. Smash Up collection.
I would like to bring like a Switch.
I'm just gonna bring Ball in a Cup.
Man, I don't think you would like playing against a lot of people that are super aggressive at Monopoly.
Pandemic. I have Pandemic, the regular one, and that game is so hard.
Every version of Pandemic except for the second Legacy.
Jax.
I've got. I could bring Coup.
I like Coup. Cou's a fun game.
Yeah,
I like
Coup is fantastic. I've got Coup in the expansion. That's fun. Love Letter is actually a fairly interesting.
I love Love Letter. I have Batman Love Letter and regular.
I don't have the Batman one, but I keep hearing great things about the Batman.
It's the same. All the Love Letters are exactly the same.
The way they altered the theme apparently worked really well for it. I heard.
It's cool.
One I would like to play is probably Zombicide, one of the expansions for that.
I'm not. See, first off, I've never been into the whole zombie thing. Zombie movies, and so I have zero interest in playing any of the zombie board.
Oh, I have Resistance also.
I've got Resistance too. Resistance is so good if you can.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Group.
If it came out on tabletop with Will Wheaton, I probably bought it at some point.
Probably. I've got Clever. I don't know if I don't even think it's been released in the U.S. yet.
Only in Scandinavia.
that one, it's a dice game. Been real fun. Stuart up at Docks brought it a couple of times and ended up having to finagle my way into getting a copy.
Cool.
It's kind of an old school saying.
I kind of want to go to Worlds now because I want to see if they have a nice brewery out there and try some Tennessee beers.
Yeah, I want to go just because I think it'll be fun. Then again, I wanted to go to the U.S. Nets. I thought it would be fun, but my job is just so ridiculous with time off.
Just be sick, dude.
Steven, if you want to announce it, we can announce the world streams.
Announce the world streams.
You can jump on real quick and.
Yeah,
I'm sure you want to do that on your channel.
Feel free. We'll tell everybody to tune into your channel. Everybody tune in to DM Armada's channel for an exclusive.
Oh, he did yesterday, technically.
Announcement that he announced yesterday. Technically.
So yeah.
Thanks, Mike. We try to be pretty awesome. And most of the time we fail. But you know what?
So yeah, Steven
we're doing our best.
Reached out to. Well, okay, Steven, do you want me to cover what I know about this, or do you want to do your own video?
Yeah, we've been kind of dancing around it a little bit.
Dance around. Chris is a great dancer, by the way.
Not really.
He really is, guys. He's just being shy, being modest. Yep. Look at him. Oh. I can put in the time still, but I don't know.
I'm still good for a little while.
Yep.
So glad you guys are volunteering me.
Yep.
Oh.
How much would
All right,
Airbnb cost for individual if we all grouped up together?
Well, no, we've already got one. I think there's one room left. We can chat about that later. So.
Oh man. Oh.
Jocelyn, are you going to Worlds? I'm man. I'm not gonna commit to it right now. Don't put me on the spot like that.
I can't commit.
But I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go to Graceland, honestly.
I don't.
I do. It's Elvis. It's Elvis.
Yeah.
Elvis. Okay. $80 for 2 nights? That's not bad at all.
That's not bad, actually.
Mm-mm.
Wow, we've got a number of people splitting the room on that
That's
one
cool.
for the Airbnb. So.
I'll sleep in the bathtub.
Me and Robert can share a room.
Yeah.
We'll finally sleep together in the same room. Everyone's been thinking it's going to happen.
I have to ask my mom if you can stay over.
Okay.
My mom will call your mom to ask her, though.
Oh, okay.
That way she can't say no.
So if you guys want to do this with a few sleeping.
Gotcha. Cool. DM. So Steven, did you want to hop on? We have to invite him because we're in a private chat. So
well, we do a different chat. You guys could create the chat
yeah.
and invite me to it, and I'll just jump into that chat.
We need confirmation. If not, Steven, it's fine. It's already late.
Yeah, we're already 12 minutes over.
Yeah, I'll turn into a pumpkin if I stay up later. But yeah, yeah.
For as tall as I am, I like sleeping on love seats. I always slept there. Slept on love seats when I was a kid. So he said next time.
Steven says,
next time
get out a video or we'll bring him on next week.
Good. Just so look for that. Look for that video from DM Armada on his channel. I'm sure it'll be all over Facebook on the different Dice Master sites. Sorry, Jocelyn. So
that's it.
I think we covered everything, right? Yeah. Last thing,
I think we had a food war, but
we had a food war like the anime. There's an anime called Food War. I think it's called Food War.
We don't need to get into the realm of animes right now.
I'm just throwing it out there. It's an anime. It's fine. Watch it. Watch anime. It's a good anime on Netflix now too. But anyways, last thing before we sign off, we have a Patreon thing. I know we don't want to just keep promoting it and throwing it out there and shoving it down people's throats, but we got to get the information out there that helps us get good pricing and stuff like that. So sign up. Yeah. I'm gonna do it.
All right.
And then I'm gonna quit the channel, so it's not like I'm supporting my own channel. I'm gonna support you guys.
CRGR.rocks. Go there, please. Our Facebook, our Discord, do all those things.
Thanks, Jocelyn. I don't feel like a douche.
Yeah.
It's weird. I know it's weird, but you know what? If we're gonna grow and do things and make the tournaments better for everybody, that's the way we have to do it. And so we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
This doesn't go to line our pockets. It goes to prizing for you guys.
Yeah, it's definitely going to the prizing 100%.
Might go to a better spoon. That's about it.
We're gonna get a frame for the spoon.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
That
we're
would be so slick.
For that. We're not gonna do that.
Are we?
We'll get one of those little hooks. You know what I'm talking about? Them little bitty hooks that you screw into the wall. I have one in the garage. You can have it.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Like when you hear your mom go to the door and pick it up off the hook, you're like, okay,
I'll hang it on the wall just about right there so you can see it on the stream behind me all the time.
Nice. Oh, thanks guys for being on our Patreon, being a Patreon. That's amazing. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna wrap things up for us here in the CR game room. Be sure to like and subscribe. Help us help support us via Patreon. Sorry, it's in the outro. I had to say it again. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Join our conversations on Discord. Check out our new website, CRGR Rocks. And as always, thanks for hanging out.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys.